Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Serena. Thank you for joining me here again today. It has been a while since I posted and I'm so sorry, life just gets hectic and you gotta get your priorities straight first. But I'm back and I'm back with a new video. So this past weekend I went to Beautycon New York and this was their 5th year. So it was supposed to be like a really big deal, Beautycon's 5th year, and they just had a bunch of celebrities and more influencers. So I'm going to get into how Beautycon really went and how just everything unfolded over the past 2 days. So let's jump into this video. So Beautycon New York 2019 was in New York at the Javits Center in Manhattan, New York, and this was the past Saturday and Sunday. So it was at April 6th and 7th. Yeah. So April 6th comes around and we're all so excited for Beautycon. So the way, if anybody's been to a Beautycon before, I think it's probably the same in LA. So you stand in line based on like your ticket. So I'm trying to find it. So my friends and I, we had the hauler package. So what that is you got a huge goodie bag worth of product up to $200, and you were able to get into Beautycon 2 hours early. So we had the hauler, then there was a beauty insider, and I think with that you got the goodie bag, but you just got invited to like a lounge. It was more like upscale stuff. So it was beauty insider, hauler, and then all access. And so with the all access, you get everything that the hauler had, but you could jump like the front of lines. So at different booths and activities, you didn't have to wait in a long line. You could just walk up and say, hey, here's my wristband, and they would let you go. So that's how that went. So hauler, we got in at 10 a.m. Beautycon general admission opened at 12 p.m. So it was nice to kind of have those 2 hours to kind of look around and get in line before the whole like rush of people came. So 10 o'clock rolls around and the line is moving pretty slow. I didn't expect to be in right at 10 o'clock because there are like, what, 300 girls? It was a lot of people. So I didn't imagine us all going in right at 10 o'clock on the dot. Like 10:15, 10:20, I was like, okay. So they finally let us in. We were just walking single file line, scanning our bracelets. And once you're in, you're in. So you're greeted with a nice big Beautycon sign, and then there's just booths everywhere. So I'm going to be the first one to say I was not very impressed with the booths and brands that were at Beautycon this year. I went to Beautycon last year and there were bigger name brands like Anastasia was there, MAC was there, Olay, for example. This year, I mean, it's always good to have smaller brands. That way you get acquainted with and get to know their brands. But it was a little underwhelming. Like compared to last year and coming to Beautycon this year, I was very disappointed. And a lot of the booths and brands weren't giving away a lot of free items. I mean, that's the whole point of Beautycon. You're coming here to get discounted prices and you're coming for free samples. And most of them, again, I'm comparing to last year, you're getting full-size items. So a lot of the brands this year were giving out like little, I'll show you on my bag later, little sample sizes, and then they wanted you to play a game. But that's how most of them were. It was like, okay, well, follow us on Instagram and then we'll give you a sample, or take a picture, post it, and then you'll get the sample. And most of the time it would be like small sample things, but last year it was like, okay, take a picture, post it, then you got like this huge full-size product. So I don't know what happened with the brands this year, but I wasn't too impressed there. Beautycon day 1 was okay. I'm trying to think of the panelists that were there, so I'm going to refer to my little booklet. So day 1, yeah, so I know my friends and I, so we sat for the first panel. So that was the Beautycon OGs, and that was with Amanda Steele, Angel Marino, Mac Daddy, and then Ray Boyce, so It's My Ray Ray. And that one was moderated by Gigi Gorgeous. I think that's the smoothest panel I saw all weekend. I take that back. Probably one of the smoothest panels I've seen all weekend. They were all just ready and like on top of their game, and they knew what they were talking about. They were true OGs. So it was really interesting to sit there and watch them speak, as opposed to other panels. One that happened on Sunday, that one was a little dry, and I'm upset because I actually had to pay for that panel. But I'm going to get to Sunday in a second. So the rest on Saturday, I think that was the only, yeah, that was the only panel that we went to on Saturday. And so for the meet and greets, they could have done a lot better with the meet and greets. So they cut it off at the first 100 people. And it was kind of like they didn't announce when people can line up. So people were lining up for like way like hours before. And it's like, hey, that's not fair. Like we didn't know people were lining up. So we went to go get in line to like meet Rick Ross, which why he was at Beautycon, what he's done for the beauty industry. That's a good question. But you know, we still wanted to meet him. So we get in line and one of the security guards just puts up a rope and like divides the line. And we're standing there for about 5 minutes. We're like, okay, well, let's ask him what this rope means. And he's like, okay, well, he only wants to meet the first 100 people. So everybody that's behind this rope, get out of line. Like there's no point in you still standing here. So it was things like that. It's like you're wasting our time. We're standing around. No directions were clear. Like it was just a mess all around. So I tried to meet Rick Ross. That didn't happen. I think we were in line to meet Manny and that line was wrapped around. And I was like, you know, I'm just going to take myself out because we're not going to meet him at this point. Like we're so far back in line. It's not going to happen. Let me see who else was there Saturday. I did meet Priscilla Ono, which was, she's so sweet, oh my goodness. And she was showing her new clothing line, and she had this really cool like a makeup belt. So it was navy blue, but when you use the flash, then it changed different colors. So that was really cool to see. So she was really like such a sweetheart. And we were the last ones in line to actually meet her, but there were maybe like 10 other girls like hanging out on the ropes like, oh, they cut us off and we couldn't meet you. And Priscilla like still like took the time to talk to them and like take selfies with them. So that was really sweet just to see like how genuine she was, and she didn't turn her fans away. So that was really like heartwarming to see that. I think that's probably the wrap up of Saturday. Like Saturday was so you're like, wow, can beauty, oh, Saturday was not, no, I'm sorry. So let's move to the goodie bag that we got. So you have the option to either, I mean, you can pick up your bag anytime you want to throughout the day, but it didn't really make sense to pick up your bag at the beginning of Beautycon because then you're stuck lugging around this huge heavy tote bag. So my friends and I were like, okay, so on our way out, we'll stop and get our bags. So we're in this super like ridiculously long line to get our bags. And you would think, okay, this shouldn't take too long because all they did was they scan your wristband and it gives you a check mark. It's like, okay, well, Serena's picked up her bag. She's good to go. So we get in line and people are, rioting's a little strong. But so what happened was the bags were a little, they were jipping us. So a lady and her friend were comparing bags. So I guess her friend had got her bag when Beautycon first opened, and then another friend had went and got her bag at around like 1 or 2 o'clock. So they sat there and comparing bags, and she was like, hey, you have something that's in your bag that I don't have in my bag. So her friend's bag was like almost halfway full, while the other girl's bag was like completely filled. So that's when they kind of discovered, hey, we're not all not getting the same products. What's going on? So by this point, we're leaving Beautycon and it's like 4:35. Actually, no, I was like 6 o'clock. Yeah, so we're in line and the line is getting further and further down the hallway. So they're in the back making bags, trying to get product off of the floor from different booths and just throw a bunch of things together to create bags and give to us. And everybody's upset. There's a bunch of tweets. We're talking to security. We're trying to talk to whoever's running Beautycon. We are just upset. So eventually we get our bags, and the bag is supposed to be about $200 worth of product. I don't think that was the case. No. And it's, you know, this is Beautycon. We're looking for makeup. We're looking for beauty products. In this bag that I'm about to, let me show y'all now. So, in this bag, mind you, the bag is nice. It's cute. So last year it was like a huge silver bag, and this year it's a blue, like, I'm sorry, black, like canvas bag. So it's nice. So when I come to Beautycon, I'm expecting makeup. I'm expecting lashes. I'm expecting lip gloss. You know, things I'm actually going to use at Beautycon, not Queen V. These are UTMI pills. So if you have a urinary tract infection, here are some pills for you. Okay, let's move on. Here, it is from Home and Planet, and it is a multi-purpose cleaner spray. Okay. Next we have some hairspray powered by air. Again, Beautycon, where are the beauty products? There were a ton. I have shampoo and conditioner. I do appreciate this though, micellar water. There is Pond's cleansing balm. And notice I'm pulling out more, not even beauty products, for say, like not makeup. These are more, I don't know. Everybody was looking for makeup and it was kind of a letdown with the bags this year. Like this is shampoo. Okay, so when I say giving us sample products, like this is from the God, I cannot see. The people that make the Bum Bum Cream. So we are expecting huge, not huge, like even like regular size products. This, I think, so between these 4 and this Shea Moisture, those are like the really 5 full-size products that we have. And the rest, I kid you not, are like, well, besides this Dove, like, it's body wash. This is pink lemonade and coconut conditioner, and then the shampoo to match. So again, our bag did not live up to our expectations. I feel ripped off. I feel bamboozled. I feel hoodwinked. So that all happened Saturday. Now let's talk about Sunday. So Sunday, again, with the hauler, you get in 2 hours early. But however, on Sunday, Beautycon had a new panel, and it was called Securing the Bag 101. And this was a panel featuring, let me find it. Let me read it, make sure I'm correct. So, the panel from 10 to 11:30, it was called Securing the Bag 101, Insights into Building Your Own Brand. So it featured Emily Current, Merritt Elliott, Zandra Cunningham, and Waza Supa. So the moderator was Tahira Hairston, and she's the Fashion and Beauty Features Director of Teen Vogue. Now, we were supposed to start right at 10 o'clock. They were letting us in at like 10:05. So from the jump, I already knew this was about to be some mess. So we sat down at the main stage where the panel was, and they started maybe at like 10:20. The thing actually started. So the moderator comes out, and I get, maybe you're a little nervous, so she's like stumbling over her words. She's reading too fast. But then once the panelists come out, let me make sure I say her name right. Zandra Cunningham. She absolutely killed it. She's an 18-year-old black girl, and she was talking about how she started her brand. So she makes lip gloss and like lip balms, and has been doing this since she was 9 years old. And the other 2 panelists, Merritt Elliott and Emily Current, they have a denim company. So, I mean, both of their stories were very interesting, but what I was expecting was more of a Q&A and a networking event. I'm sorry, my nose is so stuffy. Allergies. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So I was expecting more of like a one-on-one, like, okay, so like actually teach me something. You're telling me about your journey, but I want to know how I can take that for myself. If that makes sense. Like I was expecting, like, you know, like maybe round tables or like something smaller and actually intimate to like learn and how to take this knowledge that you're giving me and how to apply it to myself. Like it was more of like, okay, so this is how you made it, and what am I supposed to do with that information now? And it was basically the same information of, oh, don't let anyone stop you. Just go for what your heart believes in and just keep pushing, and if something pops up, just find a way to fight through it and keep going. It's like, okay, we've heard that story over and over again. Can you give me something else? So at this point, it's 10:45, and me and my friends are looking at each other like, yo, let's go. So we ended up leaving early, and so I'm upset because that panel was a ticket add-on. So we paid an extra $30 just to sit there, and it wasn't what we thought it was going to be at all. And mind you, this was also in the main stage, so this was a very open thing. So if I wanted to listen to this panel, I could have just stood in the back behind the ropes where the other booths were, and I could have just stood there and listened. I didn't need to sit down and listen to this and pay $30. So that was wrong with Sunday. Then we stayed and watched the panel with Charlemagne and oh my goodness, Angie Nawaldu. She's the CEO and she created the Shade Room. So that was a really good panel as well. That one I got more insight of how she did this, her background, like how hard her struggle was, and she was actually like telling us information. So that one was really helpful. And then just walking around after that, like, yeah, like I said, booths weren't really giving out a lot of things. It was really disappointing. So Cardi B was supposed to have a panel at 2:15 talking about making money moves. And, you know, your girl didn't show up till like, what, 5:36? And by that point we had left. We had a bus to catch to come back to DC. And I remember being on the bus and like checking Instagram, and like Cardi had just got there and our bus left at 6 o'clock. So it was just a mess overall. And seeing the BET CEO of Beautycon, like seeing her response and her tweets to how angry some of the people were, she didn't have the best, like her customer service was not there. I think I can kind of screenshot and include a picture. But people were upset about the bags, and just her response to the tweet was kind of like, well, you guys asked for bigger bags, like we never said we would give you more product. It was something kind of snippy like that, and it's like, do you not want us to come back next year? Because that's what you're asking for. So overall, Beautycon New York this year was not it. I would give it like maybe a 3.5 out of 10. And I think that half is being generous. So overall, Beautycon New York was it was okay. It was less than okay. I'm not gonna say that. It was less than okay. The only thing that made it decent was friends and meeting new people. And we met new people out of spite. Like we were all mad and we just started talking and like met each other and like switched Instagrams. It's like we met people that way. That was the best part of Beautycon, was just meeting people, and you guys are all there like around the same thing that you love in the same environment. But it sucked that the environment was sucky. So I mean, that was Beautycon 2019 in a nutshell. I hope they take all of the emails and tweets and everyone who's like voiced their concerns, I hope they take that with a grain of salt and completely switch things around, because I know they announced that they're having Beautycon Tokyo sometime in June. So I'm saying if they can get it together by June, and by the time LA comes around, shoot, like I hope they get it together, because New York was not it. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm not going back to Beautycon next year. Between the bus ticket, Airbnb, and actually going to Beautycon, getting the bag, and then being disappointed and let down like I was, it's really not worth it. So if anybody knows of any other makeup conventions, like I know IMATS, I think Essence is having like a beauty carnival in like the end of April. Yeah, if y'all know of any other beauty conventions, I would love to go. But for me, Beautycon New York 2019 was not it. I really should have stayed home and just saved my money, because it was a waste of time. Going to New York is always fun, but for all the hassle and waking up early and just trying to do your makeup and get there and just to be let down, it was not fun. So I would not recommend Beautycon. Maybe they'll change next year, but again, like I said, I did not have fun this year, and that was like the biggest highlight. Like I was looking so forward to Beautycon, and just to be like let down. So that was my experience at Beautycon. If anybody else went to Beautycon, let me know your thoughts below. If you had a friend that went to Beautycon, show them this video and let me know what they think. But yeah, that was my overall experience at Beautycon New York 2019, and I'll see you guys next video. Bye.